What's up, guys? Feeding you information here. So, Tencent Profit beats on investment gain, however, no progress on China gaming. Tencent beat third quarter profit forecasts on Wednesday but gave no update on a regulatory block in China, the world's largest gaming market that has damaged its core business. China has imposed tougher rules on the gaming industry, including a halt to new game approvals as part of a regulatory overhaul and calls to tackle addiction among young people. Tencent, China's biggest gaming and social media group, said profit in the July-September quarter rose by 30% to 23.3 billion won, beating on average analysts' estimate of 19.32 billion won, thanks largely to investment gains. Although Tencent's revenue rose by 24% to 80.6 billion won, that's 11.6 billion by the USA dollar, this represented its slowest quarterly growth in more than 3 years. Analysts said Tencent's mobile gaming growth was better than expected, but the fact that its president, Martin Liu, had no news on China's gaming regulation raised margin pressure concerns. "We are waiting for the government to start the approval process," Liu said on an earnings call. Tencent shares, which more than doubled in 2017, have dropped by about a third so far this year, wiping about 165 billion off its market value. It benefited in the third quarter from an 8.8 billion won net gain on its investment activities, including fair value gains from the initial public offering of online food delivery to ticketing services from Meituan Dianping. I didn't even get to that part when I was checking this out. Let's skip that. Smartphone games revenue grew 7% year-on-year and 11% quarter-on-quarter to 19.5 billion won, mainly due to contributions from new games, but PC games revenue dropped 15% year-on-year, worse than analysts expected, which the company attributed in part to users shifting to mobile, which is true. Advertising revenue, accounting for a fifth of the company's total revenue, rose by 47% to 16 billion won, supported by a 61% jump in social and other advertising. I do think for Tencent, the other thing that could happen too is when Red Dead Redemption becomes a PC game, I think that might also further make them lose the PC market. So I don't know what game, I don't see why Fortnite wouldn't keep growing, but it might already be peaked out. So if it is definitely peaked out, then for a PC game, they would have to have a different game step up, which they have Riot Games and I'm going to forget the other one now. They have Epic Games, which created Fortnite, and then Riot Games, which created League of Legends. So they have both of those creators, 40% in both of them. So if one of them makes a game for the PC, then their revenue will go up. It's just a matter of time. So I'm long-term invested in this company, so that's exactly how I see it. I didn't know it was going to X me completely out, sorry. But I'm a long-term investor in this company, so the further down it goes, the happier I get, because I'm just going to keep buying it up. It's got a very low PE compared to its market cap, and I have done valuations and other videos on this company, but that was just talking about its earnings and stuff like that and just pointing out some of its bad points. The biggest thing to remember with this company is that it is a Chinese company, so not everyone will just willingly throw their money into it, especially not a lot of American investors. They're not interested in this one. It's more Alibaba, which I do have a share in as well, and will continue to buy. Probably more funnel money into my stash, and I might end up selling this share off once I get a decent gain. But I am a long-term investor in Alibaba too. Tencent is more the gaming and social. Alibaba is more the e-commerce and cloud, I like to think, as well as some retail. Because I do know they have brick and mortar, like they have shopping malls, and that's how Singles Day they made so much revenue. But both of these companies are really good, but Tencent is the cheaper based on how much you have to pay per share. So if you have a smaller amount of money, you could definitely funnel money into Tencent for a long-term outlook, but I'm not recommending that. I'm not an expert by any means. As many of you know that already watch my channel, this option trade is way down, so I've lost a lot of money. when I could have sold probably about here, because as you can see, I was up like 226, 265. That was from the option trade. So I definitely could have sold, and I should have, when it was like peaked all the way up to here with a 28% gain. That's $215. Like, but I was greedy, and that's the thing about option trades is I didn't think the gaming sector would be so heavily affected, but I always forget that companies like Apple and stuff can just drag the whole sector down. And the reason Alibaba and Tencent are being dragged down so heavily is once again because of the market, but that's over in China because the tariffs are destroying its economy. So right now they need to decide on a deal with America, and then that will definitely help Tencent and Alibaba in terms of how investors around the world look at Chinese stocks. But they'll still be Chinese stocks. It's just something to consider, but I'm blabbing at this point. If you enjoyed that video, throw me a like, and thank you so much for watching. Feed You Information, out.